everyone. I'm over here in Blackboard in our week 1 module and looking at the first assignment that you have for this week, which is under point, line, and plane. So your assignment is to look for point and line in your environment, and I just wanted to talk about that briefly. How are these building blocks of graphic design? I have some examples here of some points that I've taken, and what I want you to start looking at is how does this point activate the space around it. So this is the point, and when I'm talking about the space, how these two interact, it's the space behind it. So here are the points, as you can see here, and this is the space behind it. So does it activate it? Does it make it active, or is it very passive, meaning there's no contrast and it's very flat between the two? Same thing over here with some lines. Do these lines cut the space, therefore making them active, or do they join it? Do they make a new space on their own? So if you look over here in the design links, I have a lot of examples of different designers and blogs you can go to, and I just went to the one Meta Design, and let's look at a few of their examples. Well, what we're going to look for are examples that have point and line in them. So, for example, we look over at Volkswagen. That's really all about point, right? We have a big circle here, but how does that circle react with the space behind it? Is it active? Does it pierce it? Is it passive? And we have a lot of lines here. So this whole logo is made up of really point and line. So we're looking at these lines, and how do the lines interact with the space behind it? So this blue here is the space behind it, which happens to be another point. So do they activate it, or are they passive? If we look down here at some of their other examples, here's another one. Take you to that website, Financial Wellness, it's about. And this is, again, all about point. It's a point in the space and lines. And as you can see, these lines are really active. They really activate the space behind it. It gives the illusion that there are other lines, which are the gray lines. They're not really. That's actually the empty space. But this is what I'd call a really active design. And here I have the website, just if you want to see how it's implemented on their actual website, the logo. Oops. And just going back, look at another one. So here is a product design on Eco's laundry detergent. Actually have a larger image of this. So again, what we're looking at is how do the lines activate the space? Well, the lines here cut the space, and the circle here joins the space. So the lines separate the top from the bottom. This is also what we're going to talk about in terms of hierarchy, how they create these different regions. But this circle, if we look at it, functions to join. So it doesn't feel so blocky. We don't feel like we have a block up here, a block here, and a block here. We have a circle that overlaps the two different spaces, so this circle is actually joining. And going back, we'll just look at one more example of theirs. So here's a really nice example of the importance of line. So it may seem in the beginning like looking for point and line, like how is that really relevant, where is that used? But I hope if you look at some of those designers, you'll see that point and line is actually used an awful lot. Look at this design. Imagine what it would be without line. It'd be just words floating in space. But these little bits of line that we have here and that we have here both join and separate. So this one separates. It separates this from here. And these join. This joins all of this into this whole bigger picture. And here we can make an argument that this is essentially a point, and it's also used to separate out. So it's a very simple design, but it's very elegant, and it's basically made up of text, point, and line. Okay, so I hope this gives you a few ideas to think about when you're starting to investigate, look for point and line. We're looking for point and line, and we're seeing how does it interact with the space behind it.